Morning. There goes a load of something. Pretty truck too. It's still icy out here. Didn't melt yesterday. All right, well, we were not productive this morning. So I kind of forgot, well, I didn't forget, but I forgot yesterday when I was telling what was going on today. So the meeting that I had on Tuesday with my local retailer about fertility stuff, they wanted to follow up, and so I had a meeting with the salesman from that company today, just here at the farm. It is winter meeting season, like I said, and so we spent the last hour and 20 minutes or so talking about products and different things that we're doing and fertilizer stuff, and I was asking questions on the dry fertilizer side that we're dealing with now with the spreader and foliars and humics and all kinds of different stuff. At some point I will tell you or get into what the plan is for the year, but we're not there yet. Haven't got it all figured out. So anyway, now I've got to hurry up and get to Berkey and show off one of these grain bins that somebody wants to come and buy, and he's probably going to beat me there because I'm running a little behind. So we're going to go do that when we get back. Brock should be here and maybe even have our anhydrous bar out of the shop. Ooh, we made it. Phil's here. Phil's here. So that's good, but also Phil's here. All right. That bin sold. So that's a good deal. This one's in just a touch better shape than the center one. My cousin that lives in the house here, he wants one of these two to turn into an apartment for his son or something. I don't know, but he can have it or whatever. We'll sell it to him, but it doesn't really matter. Structure, hey, you want it good, but like that little rust spot above the door over there ain't gonna matter for what he's doing, where this one's just a little nicer. So anyway, the one clear over there, that Boffman bin, is at the moment spoken for, but the guy hasn't come and looked, and he said he would take it. We'll see. It's good. So we gotta get downspouts down. Phil's about got these bins empty. There's like a one load left in these two smaller ones. I don't know about the Boffman over there, the bigger one, but yeah, this project's gonna get started soon, hopefully. It is icy here too. Ooh, that was slicker. I'm gonna go check out the barn real quick. See what we got in here. Beanhead, grain cart, seed tender. Yep. We've got our old forklift over here. Anybody want to buy an old forklift? I think it's for sale. Plan is to bring our old one from the farm at Waldron down here and to get rid of this one. So yeah, it's huge. It'll lift anything you want. It's capable. It drives, it moves, but not always the best. I don't know. We're not real fond of this one, but it's fine. It's fine. There's a reason we're upgrading. Let's just put it that way. Being a real good salesman here, aren't I? GP80. It's 8,000 pound lift. Truck weighs 13,300. Yeah. It's all good. It's a big, heavy propane forklift. So Phil brought a load of wheat down from Waldron. Dang, that's a nice truck. Whew, that's a nice truck. Hauled that into Toledo here, or Maumee, or wherever he was going to, and then spend the rest of the day here hauling corn out. He had some other stuff to go out. That's what Phil does. We just kind of let him handle it. He does the trucking. Made it back. Brock is here. I hear the power washer running. And there's steam coming out of the top of the door. Nice. So you got our anhydrous bar on hooks. And I think did some service work. Is there empty boxes of filters? Yep, sure are. And we're doing a little cleaning. We are going to change oil in all of these hubs. I don't really necessarily need to, but I did buy the clear caps to put on so we can check the level without actually having to take the plugs out and stuff. And we're going to have to change it to install them, so that's the plan. I'm not sure if we'll get them caps today or not. We might. Is it clean?
Cleaner.
Cleaner. Good answer. I've got him trained well, guys.
Go look at that valve block, though. Look at it.
Guaranteed I find some dirt on it. Guaranteed. Did you even try and open the covers? He did. He opened the covers. Oh, there's some dirt.
Oh.
There's some more. There's some more.
It's not bad.
No, it's not. This tractor with the tracks here and no duals, it's very wide open. We can get in here and you can get all of this stuff back here that you can't get to on the other tractors, and you can get up under the cab and really do a pretty decent job cleaning this one up. The tracks are difficult, but as far as getting the tractor itself clean, yeah, it's not bad. It's not that hard to do.
It's a lot of breaking loose and rinsing.
Yeah. So, all right, well, looks good. Did you do filters and fuel filters, all that good stuff?
Serviced.
Okay. So we need to do hydraulic stuff and hubs, and yeah. So we do need to change the oil in these hubs. This is going to be very much like it is on the 8R, the 8430. The problem here is I don't think we will be able to lift the tracks off of the ground and rotate them like we can spin tires. I don't know that for a fact, but I don't know that we will be able to turn those by hand. Now, it does say in the book to just drive the tractor, maneuver. It says maneuver the tractor so that, your drain plug is on the bottom to drain it, and then you get it to where it's level to fill it. So we can do it that way, and probably will do it that way. But that's something else that needs to be done. So, and I'm waiting on the UPS guy to get here with our caps. So, anyway, good work. We are going to back this tractor up into some dry pavement and change the hydraulic oil on it. So there's a lot of drain plugs on there. I'm not as worried about getting the hydraulic oil all warmed up like we would be engine oil before we change it. I mean, it's warmer is better. You get to stir up the contaminants and stuff, but it's a little harder to warm up hydraulic oil than it is engine oil. I don't have a jumper hose to put in and just turn on a SCV and let it go, so. All right, we're gonna read the book and follow procedures because I don't know if this is any different than the other ones, but there's probably 3 or 4 drain plugs underneath this tractor that gotta be drained to get all the hydraulic oil out of it. It all gets pumped in through the back, which we should check, make sure our hose is long enough before we drop this oil. We might wanna turn it around. So, all the oil or the water out of the radiators dripping out of there. Yeah, it's not bad. So let's see, hydraulic oil filters, they moved on these tractors. Used to be back under here, now they're on the other side down there. Still green because they're factory painted. Do you know what you're doing?
It reaches.
Okay.
Barely.
Where's the tape at? Good? All right, we're good. Well, that's about as far as she's going to go. Used to be a piece of tape on here. Tell you when to stop pulling. Right there. That's as far as it goes. You putting it back in?
That's good.
Okay. I'll burn my hand. All right. Buckets. We're going to need lots of buckets. Huh? Dad took all my buckets probably. All right, let's go look at the book. Capacities. Transmission differential hydraulic system. 120 inch, which is what we are. 65 gallons. 65. You're going to need some buckets. He isn't going to come that fast. You'll just have to empty them as we're... All right, well, let's find the procedures. They're in here somewhere. Ballasting. Tractor's heavy, it doesn't need ballast. Here we go. Fuels, exhaust fluid, lubricants. service, general, break-in. There's the hub oil stuff. Checking engine oil, hydraulic oil level, track alignment, track wear, drives, idler hub oil level. Engine. Service tighten. Service change. Here we go, finally. There's a filter there. We gotta find that one. I don't think I have it. It's on top of the valve stack, up in that cover. Chain drive oil. Differential oil. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Let me do some reading. All right, so we got to start here with this differential oil, and it depends on your tractor a little bit, but you got to drain oil from at least 3 different plugs, and then it's continued to the next section, and it all is a common reservoir. It all gets filled in the same place and pumped throughout the tractor, but you got to drain it in lots of different places. So we're gonna start there. Okay, so that first section in the book is for differentials, and there is one plug right there. There's another plug on the other side in the same spot. And then as we continue across here, there's another plug right there. And another one on that one over there. So that's 4. And then we have this one. That one's going to be a lot. But that's the first 5 for getting the differential empty, it says. So we're going to start with that one. We're going to pull one at a time until it slows down and we see what we get. All right, Brock, you ready? These are just a 1/2-inch square drive. How fast is it going to come splashing out of here?
Are we pushing it or are we?
I don't know.
That's going to be our.
We'll have time to make that. The hole's not big enough for it to. There we go. So you'll notice this oil is a little red. That's the factory hydraulic oil. They put a dye in it so that they can use a fluorescent light to, or a black light or whatever to detect leaks at the factory. We're going to put all these plugs so we know where they are. Probably not a good spot there.
It's a lot of oil.
It is. It's going to be an expensive oil change.
Yeah.
I don't know what Highguard cost us.
Buy it in bulk, probably.
10-ish dollars a gallon. Times 65.
$650 oil change.
That's not that bad. Okay, first bucket.
1, 2, 3.
And there's a bunch in here. Oh,
Nope.
It's starting to slow down.
Good deal. Pull that, leave a bucket there, and
Yeah, let's let it start to actually drip, and then we'll pull this bucket and leave one. That's the problem. When you have like 10 drain plugs, you end up with 10 buckets sitting under here. Just waiting. Okay. That one can sit there for a while. We're going to go to the other side, do the same thing. Think there's less in this one because it all drained out the other side? Or does it not work like that?
I don't know.
I don't know either.
Well, we got 10 gallons out of that side. So, probably not.
Seems like a lot.
Yep. You need some rags?
I made a mess. I know. I got my hands dirty, Brock. This is your job, not mine.
I know. No, you don't have those modeling hands that you have on your other channel, the Baking Bakers.
Good
See
work.
it
He is a professional, folks. He's a professional.
every Thursday-ish. This last
Thursday,
time they
tell me
had
that.
breadsticks, garlic breadsticks that they looked delicious.
Did you make him?
I did not. Well, I watched the video this morning.
Oh. So, yesterday's video, which it is now 2:39 in the afternoon, it's still uploading. I haven't been able to post it because it's not uploaded yet. I'm working on it. I thought it would be done by now. But usually I edit videos at night, right, before I go to bed, and then I hit upload, and when I wake up in the morning, it's done. Last night it was not done. It was like 10% done. I'm like, what the heck happened? And apparently we were having internet issues or something, and then I've been trying all day, and even when I was close to Toledo and had really good cell service, it didn't get uploaded. And it might be done now, but it was taking forever. And so I got to figure out if I'm going to post that now at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or make you guys a day behind on videos. So I'm sorry that yesterday's video for you guys was late, but it's not my fault. Anyway, we're about to 2 pails. I'm going to guess this is going to slow down just like the other side did. Oh, right there. About the same. Maybe a little less than this one, but not by much. We'll give it a minute, swap this one, and then we'll move out to the outside here. Well, I had a phone call, and Brock's just moving forward, so I can't film it for you guys. We're getting this, I think, what do they call these the final drives, I think it says in the book. Getting those drained. Doesn't seem to be as much in these. That first one's still dripping. How much is going to be in there? So these are all connected all the way through here. There's oil and all of that. All right, about that much. Okay, so the next one is kind of the main plug underneath there, which I would anticipate has a lot of oil, and we're going to have to be on our toes here. And now we have all these other buckets in the way. So that'll be fun. So we have 2 buckets left, but I'm afraid we're going to get a lot of oil out of this next one really fast. So we're going to go ahead and plug our first one that's just dripping at this point and empty this bucket so we can use it, and we'll have 3, and that should be enough to keep up. If it's not enough to keep up, we will have a significant amount of oil on our floor. But, you know, we'll deal with it. We got a bunch of oil dry somewhere. Okay. This is all oily. I'm gonna drop it right in that bucket. Okay, I need 2 hands. All right, I would imagine at this point you guys have seen enough oil draining, but there's potential for us to make a mess and spill it all over myself and to be wearing it, and well, that makes good YouTube videos, so I'll go ahead and film it for you. This is the one we're after right here. You can see this big tube right here. That's the suction line that goes up to the pumps over here. So this is the main reservoir. We're going to get a bunch of oil. Pump this thing up. Oh gosh.
You hit it with your hands yet?
No, I feel like it's turning hard for far. Oh, there it goes. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Well, that was close. That was dripping. Can you see? I can't see. Go fast.
It only goes fast as the thunderbolt.
Yeah, well, go fast. 3/4 of the way full. Uh-oh. We're in trouble, boys. Rock put a bunch of plugs in, so I guess we'll be okay. Go fast! Don't go fast! Gonna need a little oil dry. Oh. There's 4. Nope. I got one more bucket. You better hurry. Okay, it might be slowing down a little. Oh, we made it.
Well, I guess you didn't need to make a mess over the shop.
It's not that bad of a mess. It's mostly from my hand. Okay, time to do some cleanup. Okay, now that one can drain for a while. I think this one's done. We can put that plug back in, and then we got to move forward. So that gets us through the differential oil portion of this book here. And now it says for tractors equipped with an IVT auto power transmission, proceed to IVT auto power and E23 transmission hydraulic oil in this section of the operator's manual, which is conveniently located right there. Remove 4 cap screws and cover B. That is down underneath, kind of right in the middle of the tractor. They're probably 15 millimeter if I had to guess. And remove drain plug, C. Place pan under transmission drain plug, C, right there. Let's go do that, see what we get.
What are you going to do?
I don't know, but just do it. I bet it's dirty. I bet it's dirty, Brock. There's a screen there I gotta check, that's why you gotta do it. Okay. Yeah, put our screws back so we don't lose them. And then we'll get our bucket. Where's that breaker bar? Clear in the back still? I don't see it. I'll go find it. It's possible there's a bunch of oil in this one too. I'm not real sure. That's a big drain plug, so it's gonna come fast. You're not there. He's trying hard not to make a mess. He's gonna make a mess. All right, not bad. Here you go.
I can't see.
I can. I'll tell you when.
It's not as fast as I thought.
Not as fast as we thought. I might only get 2 buckets out of this one.
Oh, yeah. I think it's slowing down. Maybe.
There you go. Or 1 bucket. Okay, cool. So now that we've got that drained, the next step here is to, using a work light, inspect the filter through the bottom of the drain plug opening. If the filter screen appears clean, reinstall the plug and tighten. If the screen appears dirty, remove it. In order to remove it, we've got to take a solenoid out, some wire harnesses, it's a whole thing. So we got to check it. And it says right here in big, bold, important letters, do not remove screen unless it is dirty. So we're going to check it out. I'm going to guess it's not dirty because it's a new tractor, but it says to check it, we'll check it. Shall we see what we've got? Looks relatively clean to me. So you got to pull it out. You got to take this cap, this plug off. In order to get that off, you got to take this wire harness off and this sensor out, and it's a whole thing. And so we're going to try and avoid that. We're going to call that clean. Sorry, camera, come on, focus. And not take it out. So while crawling around underneath the tractor here, we took this cover off, and I'm like, hey, there's a big void up there. I wonder what's in there. And there was another cover right there that I figured was dirty. I'm like, oh, let's take it off and look. And look at what we got. Big old cavity up underneath there. And a very, very poorly painted drive shaft. Come on, John Deere. That's unacceptable right there. Bottom one's not so bad. The top one, not so good. I'm going to wager a guess that there's a lot of tractor owners that never see that. I could be wrong. That's okay. It isn't going anywhere. Anyway, I think we've got to move forward now. I got to go look in the book, see what's next. Ugh. Are the camera angles getting a little goofy with me laying on my back and moving the phone all over there? Some of it's upside down, some of it's not. Sorry about that. It's sort of hard to do. All right, next up, hydraulic oil filters. There are 2 of them. I have 1 of them. I don't know why I only have 1. I only have 1. But it's okay. We'll just let it sit. We'll take them off and we'll just let it sit until I can get another one. Maybe I'll run to the John Deere dealer. Oh, they come on Monday. It's no big deal. Place drain plan under transmission hydraulic oil filter. Remove housing. Turn counterclockwise. Unscrew, remove old filter element from housing. So these are a little different than what we have on the other tractors. The other tractors are a canister style, where the whole filter kind of comes off like that. Yeah, kind of like that. That's fuel filter. These are more of a cartridge style that fit inside of a housing, and so yeah, different. But we're going to take them off and change them. There's 2 of them. They're on the other side of the tractor, which is not where they are on any other tractor. But hey, that's okay. So John Deere decided to put drain plugs on the bottom of these filters. Now, it does not say to take the drain plug out and drain the filters in the book. But if I can save myself a little bit of a mess, we're going to do that. We could loosen it. We can give me, we got to figure out what size this is. It's not 19. Give me a 24. We'll see if we loosen it and get some air in the top. Cool. Okay, I did get this one to turn. It's on there very tight, but I'm afraid that the whole thing's going to come off before I'm ready for it to. So we're just going to let them drain. It kind of drains, it's draining both, but eventually one of them drains a little more, and then the other one, and then I suck in some air. We're just going to let them sit for a while. Let them stop dripping, and then we'll worry about that. Well, according to our book here, that's it for oil drains for the hydraulic transmission differential system. There is another one on the front axle, but the front axle is isolated from the rest of the tractor, so you drain that and fill it right through the front axle. So we can go ahead and do that one right now. Also the hubs, but we can't get the hubs in the right spot until we can run the tractor, or we try and jack it up and move it, but I don't know if that's real feasible. So obviously we can't start it until we get oil back in it. We're going to have to wait on a filter. It's going to be next week before we can do those hubs. That's fine. We will try and drain this front axle, though. I'll show you all that stuff, and we'll get that drain in here, and we can start putting some stuff back together, hopefully. So the tracks on here, they call this a 1700 front axle. John Deere had a 1300 and a 1500 on the older 8R wheeled versions. And then this one they call a 1700. It's a little bit beefier than some of the others and whatever, but there's a drain plug right there. And so we're going to pull that drain plug out. And then I think that's the only one. Yeah. There's a fill plug. Must be on this other side. Yep. No, it's not there. Is it? It's not that. I don't think it's that. I gotta go look back in the book. There's a plug there. That might be the check plug. There's a breather here. I don't think it's to pull that out. There are these two plugs here. I'm not sure. I gotta go look at the picture in the book again. I thought the oil stopped back in here, but I could be wrong. But I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure where the seals are. Oh, that one's going to have a little bit.
It seems more red.
It hasn't got some stuff on the magnet. Yeah. Probably normal for break-in.
Lots of stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not terribly concerned about that. This hasn't been diluted down at all. So the stuff in the back, anytime we've been low, we've needed to add oil. We would pump in our high guard that doesn't have any dye in it. This has not had that dilution, so it's redder. A little over a bucket. Okay, that is the fill plug. The one out there next to the track, and then the one in the middle there that I took out to let air in was the check plug, so that's how full you fill it. So must be all oil cavity. All right, so the axle housing there, 120-inch spacers, holds 9 gallons of oil. And then the hubs each hold 1 gallon. But you see that little note that it says there? During a system drain and refill, up to 15% of the system capacity of fluid could be retained. Always check the fluid level after refilling. And that applies to the transmission hydraulic oil, not the hubs or the front axle, but the main stuff that we drain. So that 65 gallons minus 15%. We'll have to figure what that is, but close to 55, 60 gallons, somewhere in there that we're going to have to put back in for sure. Well, I got one of those canisters off. Turns out the filter itself screws into the housing and then the canister screws around it. That's a little different than all those I've seen before. Usually the filter sits in the housing, but nope, that's okay. All right, we're just going to let that drip for a minute. It's drippy. Got a lot of oil out of those filters. We are going to go ahead and start refilling this front axle here, and we should probably the other ones we can put plugs in pretty quick too. It takes 9 gallons or until it comes out of that hole in the front right there. And Brock is kicking my hose and making my oil spill all over. Yeah, and you kicked it into the hose and spilled it. Anyway, 9 gallons is a lot of quarts. 9 times 4, 36. Plus whatever I just spilled. You gotta wash this again.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. My goodness, look at that. The whole manual right there. It's all you need. It's got all the service intervals. It's got the oil drain points. I think that's what those are. I haven't looked at it that close. Oh, it's grease points on that one. Yeah, those are grease points. We got capacities. And we got filter numbers. Handy. Except for I just go straight to the book and don't actually look at it. But hey, it's there if you need it. All right, that is full. We put in every bit of 36 quart, 37 maybe, but came up to that hole in the front where it's supposed to be. It says to run it to redistribute the oil and everything and keep checking it a little bit, but we'll get to that. For now, we can start putting drain plugs back in on the back half of this tractor and pumping oil into that, which is going to take us a minute. It's going to take us a minute to get all that oil in. Okay, we've got all the drain plugs put back in, everything except for our filters over here. Now, I only have one of those filters because apparently I can't read numbers when I was ordering stuff and whatever. It's fine. We'll get one on Monday. I'm fairly confident. But I would like to fill this thing up with oil. Now, I don't think any oil that's inside the tractor is actually going to make it to the filter housing without running it and come out. However, it's pretty simple to just put the plug back in the one that I have not taken off yet, change the other one, and then we can fill the tractor, and when we get the new filter on Monday, we'll take that old one off and change it before we ever start it up, and it shouldn't make any difference. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so here's our housing. We've got a new O-ring. That's going to go on, and then there is our new filter. And they very specifically say to use their anti-seize on those threads to keep it from not coming off, which it was a little difficult to get off of there. Also, John Deere, I know how proud of you guys, your paint you guys are. I feel like I got shorted some here. Can you see that? That's not painted. I mean, if I'm going to pay for green paint, gosh dang it, I want my green paint. Can you see that? Close enough. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, filter. You can have that. Wipe your hands off. Come on now. You're going to get my housing all dirty.
I was oiling up the O-rings to put it on. Here.
Okay. This goes up here. It's threaded on there so that it kind of hangs up there all by itself. Just like that. Okay, you can see reg. Mm-hmm. Oh boy, that's going to take a minute.
So we go with the other.
Yeah, I know, right? Just use our regular ADCs, but. We need to cut a bigger hole. They gave it to me, so I'm using it up. Dang it. All right. Slip that on there.
At least you'll know how tight to tighten it.
Yeah, put the
Painted
silver spot in the back.
Yep.
This was on here pretty tight. I spun for a while before it came free. Okay, that's one. We'll let this drain. We'll put the plug in if it looks like it's draining the new oil that we're putting in, but it's time for new oil. All right, well, I think we're good to go. The book is not real clear on instructions for refilling this. Like, it doesn't give you much at all to go on, so we're gonna start pumping oil in there until we see it in our sight gauge, figure out what we got, and then I'm sure we've got to run the tractor to get more in, so we probably won't do that today because of our filter situation here. Not that it's going to hurt anything. But, yeah, there's no way we're going to get all the oil in here until after we run it a couple of times, probably. How many quarts is 65 gallons, Brock?
Google will tell me.
240, right? No, 6 times 4 would be 240, so 260. 260. We are 1%. It's going to take a minute. Well, let's see how we're doing here. 107 quarts. We got nothing in the sight gauge. No, won't be a while yet. We're getting close to half. I did look before we started. I'm pretty sure we had enough oil up there, but the high guard tank is going to be a little low. We're going to have to get a refill here fairly soon. I asked for, I didn't ask for that much plus 50 to the engine oil when they brought it, but they filled the tank right up. And, well, I think it's okay, but that's a lot of weight up there when they're both full. So I was hoping to use up a little more of the engine oil. We're about done changing engine oil though, so yeah, it's all right. We'll use it. It's just gonna take a while. Thought I'd come up here and look at our shelves just to see what we have. It is February. February is filter sale season at the local John Deere dealers, so we'll be putting an order together pretty soon. The shelves are a little bare for the tractors that we use. They're not so bare for the 7520, the 4440, the 4020, the things that we don't use as much, but we do need to look at those, see if we need to do any service work on any of them and maybe use some of those up. They're not as critical. However, look what I found. Not where it's supposed to be, but that's our filter. 661. We did have two. I thought we probably did, but wasn't in the right spot. So we'll go change that other one while we're waiting for the oil to fill. Those are done. I'm sure these filters are good quality filters and everything. I don't really like this cartridge style because I can't write on the filter itself the date and hours and all that. I think, and I know I could write on these, but then it's there forever. Dad likes to do that. I'm not a fan of it. I would rather get a piece of painter's tape or something and stick it on there and then write on that. But we will write it in the book too, so it's not a big deal either way. 205.6. I think I can see it. I'm not sure if it's in that sight gauge back there or not yet or not. I'm surprised. I thought we would get it full and have to start it up and pump oil through the system before we got to this point, but we need another 60 quarts yet. We'll let her keep pumping and we'll get this done here yet tonight. Man, Brock's not even here and he's still making messes. Jeez. No, it's fine. I was watching it. And I've been watching that sight gauge, waiting for it to come up, and it never did. And it started, we got to the top, and I'm like, hey, there's oil in there. So I stopped it, and it kept pushing back like there was a bubble coming or something. So I threw the lid in real quick. We got 240 quarts of the 260 that we need. So we're close. I think we're going to start it up and let it run for a second and work some oil through the system. We'll shut this off while we're waiting. And then we'll see where we're at. See if we get any hydraulic whine from stuff being not full of oil. Yep, right there. And it's done. Primary hydraulic pump pressure extremely low. Just give it a second. It doesn't like it up there. Okay, well, let's see what happens, or happened. Do we, one, have oil in our sight gauge yet? No. Dang it. If I open this, is oil going to come flying out at me? Please don't cover me in oil. Please don't cover me in oil. Okay, it did not cover me in oil. But it's still right there. We didn't suck it down very far. I might have to run it longer. I didn't run it for very long. Maybe 30 seconds. Well, it's not mad anymore. So that's good. Diagnostic center. Trouble codes. Inactive. Inactive, inactive, inactive. Clear all codes. No trouble codes. Okay, good deal. We got steering. I think we're in good shape. Still don't have oil in there, and I can still see it inside the fill tube. So I think we're going to let it sit. Usually when you check hydraulic oil on these, you got to run them for a while, and then you got to let it sit for 5 minutes and let all the oil settle back out of everything. So maybe that'll make a difference. I don't know. I would think we're going to need a little bit more yet, but I would like to know that. Here's the directions for checking it. Start the engine, operate approximately 1200 RPM for at least 1 minute, park the tractor on level ground, fully lower the hitch, which we did not do. Verify the temperatures between 68 and 113. Stop the engine, allow the oil level to stabilize, differential case for 5 minutes. Verify the oil level. All right, we're close. Well, that happened fast. Now that oil gauge is full. Okay, maybe we put too much in. We'll let it sit some more. That wasn't quite 5 minutes, but now I'm concerned. We still see it in here, or did it drain out? It probably can, because it's above the level of the fill gauge. Oh yeah, it came up a little bit. Okay. Well, we're going to deal with that on Monday, because it's after 5 and I'm tired and I'm going home. All right, guys, thanks for watching today and this week. If you have any questions and comments on the video, make sure you leave them down below. Hit the subscribe button, like the video for me. Sorry this one's a day behind, and sorry yesterday's was a day behind. That was unintentional. It just didn't upload for me today, and I decided rather than posting it at 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon, I would wait, just be a day behind, so we'll catch up over the weekend here. No big deal. Next week, we're going to keep working on this tractor. I never got my caps today. I thought they were coming, but the UPS guy didn't show up. So hopefully we get them tomorrow, and we can work on those on Monday. We're going to change oil in all of these hubs. We still have to do the front hubs on these tracks here, the front tracks. So we still got some stuff to do to this, and we'll try and get that done Monday and Tuesday. Brock's going to be here both days. If we get a chance, maybe we'll try and get a little more steel hung up down in the seed warehouse there. That would be awesome. And then we leave Wednesday morning for Louisville. Brock and I are going to be down there Wednesday and Thursday. Going to try and leave early on Wednesday, get down there around lunchtime. We will see what time we end up actually getting there. It depends on what time we leave here. But yeah, we'll be at the show the afternoon of Wednesday, and then until we're done on Thursday, and then we're heading home Thursday afternoon. So if you're around there, feel free to stop and say hi. There's plans to be out, the nightlife in Louisville Wednesday night. Hopefully we can find a group of people to go hang out with and have a good time. So we'll see you guys next week.